Welcome to the Appleton Area Health Podcast. We're your home for exceptional service and trusted care, located in Appleton, Minnesota. Your community, your healthcare. I'm Matt Tollefson, the Development Manager at AAH. I've been with Appleton Area Health for 3 years. I have no background in healthcare, and I feel like I'm learning something new every single day as I work with our patient care team from across the facility. I've learned a lot in the last 3 years, but there is still way more that I don't know or fully understand. This season, we're diving into Appleton Area Health's new initiative, the Whole Person Wellness Program. Each episode, we'll focus on one component of the program and what you, the listener, can do now. Today, we're focusing on knowing your numbers and preventative tests that you can take to inform you on your own health journey. Today, I'm joined by Lisa Cherie, our lab coordinator, and Cherie Johnson, a rad tech. Let's dive in. All right, welcome back to another segment here of the Appleton Area Health Podcast. Joined by Lisa Cherie today, our lab coordinator, who's going to walk us through some of the different things that they're doing down in the lab and part of the Whole Person Wellness Program, understanding some of the nuts and bolts of that. And Lisa, thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
So Lisa, how long have you been at Appleton Area Health?
I've been here for 1.5 years, but
Okay.
I've been in the lab field for 27 years.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's been good having you as a part of our team and everything and in the lab there. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. So what interests you about working in the lab? Why are you in there?
Well, mostly just for patient care, to being part of the team for diagnosing patients and helping the doctors, with all their patient care. And
Sure. Okay. Did you grow up and want to be like a lab scientist or something?
I grew up on a farm, so no.
Okay. All right. Okay. So as we mentioned there, you're helping with the Whole Person Wellness Program. That's opening up to the public here soon at Appleton Area Health. Can you walk through the process about someone that may be interested in this Whole Person Wellness Program we've been talking about, and how do they get started in it?
So first of all, you're going to call the reception, and you're going to tell them that you're interested in the Whole Well program. They're going to send out a packet of information. So that packet is going to include information with a questionnaire. It's also going to have an app that you're going to want to download on your phone. It's going to have the instructions and information regarding that. And then you're also going to fill out goals that you're looking to achieve by being in this program. So whether that's weight loss, weight gain, physical wellness, mental wellness, etc.
Sure, whatever your goal is.
Whatever your goal is. And then what you're going to do is call and make an appointment. And you're going to make that appointment to see Lisa Cherie. And then she's going to go over that packet that you filled out previously.
Sure.
And then what you're going to do is that day that you meet with Lisa, you'll also have labs drawn. So we're going to look at doing some labs, and then those lab results are going to go back to Lisa Cherie, where she will evaluate those results and then make follow-up appointments as necessary.
Okay, sounds good. So that's kind of the process right there, just as you get started. So thank you for that overview of it there. So what are some of the tests that folks can expect when they participate in the program?
So we're going to do a CBC, which is your complete blood count. That's going to give you results for your red blood cells, white blood cells, hemoglobin. It's also going to help Lisa to determine, is there an anemia going on, those sorts of things.
Sure.
We're also going to do a hemoglobin A1C. This test is for diabetes. And so there's people that don't realize they have diabetes or underlying. So that is going to measure your blood sugar over time. So that is another test we're going to do. And then we're doing a comprehensive metabolic profile. This is going to include electrolytes, kidney function, liver function, glucose, protein, calcium. So there's a lot of tests that are involved in the comp profile. TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone. So this is going to just determine if your thyroid is working properly.
Sure.
So if your thyroid's not working properly, you can be real sluggish, tired. And so there's value in doing a TSH for this program.
Mhm.
We're also going to do a lipid profile. This includes cholesterol, triglyceride, LDL, HDL. So it's going to look at your good cholesterol, your bad cholesterol, determine maybe you need to be on medication, maybe we can monitor your diet, do different things like that. Vitamin D is the last one that we're doing, and that vitamin D promotes calcium absorption.
Okay.
And so if you have a lack of vitamin D, you might also be sluggish, tired. A lot of us get that in the winter,
definitely.
Minnesota weather. So we're also going to check that vitamin D level. So those are the tests that we're going to be looking at as part of this program.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty good comprehensive list then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's a good overview.
Good. So fasting, not fasting?
It's best if you're fasting,
Okay.
especially for the lipid profile, because it is measuring cholesterol and triglyceride. Your triglyceride level can increase with just what you've eaten in the last 24 hours. So it's good to have a fasting lipid profile.
That makes sense, I guess. Yep. You know, when patients participate in this program, it's a separate direct lab access, right, that they have. Can you talk about, you know, someone that's participating in this program for direct lab access, but also just a general patient that wants to know their numbers?
Sure. So direct lab access is a program that the lab offers for patients with no insurance or high deductibles. It's lab work at a discounted price. So you can come to the laboratory. We have requisitions there that you can fill out with which labs you would like to have done. And then we send you to the front desk to pay for those labs up front. We have all the prices listed, and you would pay for those labs. You would come back to the lab and we would draw your blood and get those tests done. With direct lab access, the results do not go to MyChart. So we would mail the results to you as the patient, and it would be your responsibility to get those to your physician.
But with the whole person wellness program, the results are going to go back to Lisa, right?
That
just
is
so
correct.
she can make any, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she will evaluate the results for our whole wellness person patients.
Awesome. Well, good. So that sounds like a really important thing, whether or not you're participating in the whole person wellness program or not. Like you said, probably once a year, most folks.
Yes, once a year would be great for people to get all of these tests done, you know, just to evaluate where you're at in your own health. So
yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Lisa, for sharing your portion about the whole person wellness program and just the importance of knowing your numbers in general. So yeah, thank you.
You are welcome.
Joined by Cherie Johnson, one of our rad techs here at Appleton Area Health. And the focus of this is our calcium scoring. And it's Heart Month and all that good stuff. So Cherie, how the heck are you doing today?
I'm absolutely great. The weather has been quite enjoyable. I don't know where winter went, and I'm pleased not to know.
Agreed. So you mentioned right before we got started here that you've been a rad tech now for 37 years?
37 years in the radiology field. Started off with x-rays, moved on to ultrasound and mammograms and CAT scans. And CAT scans are one of the things that we're going to be talking today about, Matt. Specifically calcium scoring, which is a relatively new exam for Appleton Area Health within the last 2 years. Pleased to be offering that because it's such a wonderful tool to help potentially not diagnose a heart attack, but let you know that you are at risk for having a heart attack.
Yep. So, 2 years ago when I went through, or almost 2 years ago, you were the tech that helped me out on that day. Just walk our listeners through the process.
It's easier than a blood draw, Matt. You get to just lay down on the CAT scan bed. We actually just take some relatively small images of your heart. When we image your heart, we get to see the coronary arteries, which are the arteries that give the blood the heart its blood supply. So if those arteries are clogged with calcium or plaque, that's when your heart doesn't get enough blood supply and you have pains. Just like having a Charlie horse in your calf, you could get chest pains. Some patients actually get short of breath, maybe short of breath upon exertion, atypical chest pain. Maybe you got a backache. These are all some signs and indicators that you may be at risk for having coronary artery disease, or CAD, is what it's known as. Relatively simple and very painless exam. You get to lay down on the CAT scan bed, and we take those images. They are read by the radiologist, so you have a report, but they are also sent off to a company called 3DR, and they do all the post-processing for us, so we get the best possible images we can.
Okay. So when they do look at it, what are they looking for again on the, I know you've told me before, just on the inside.
The two main coronary arteries are the left anterior and the right anterior. Either one of these vessels could be have some plaque and calcium deposits in it. If you are diabetic, you have high blood pressure, these are some things that would point the doctor into the direction we should probably get the coronary calcium score CAT scan done for you.
Sure.
And some people have a disease and they have plaque. They can go and have a stent put in and not end up having a heart attack.
Yep. And last season, in season 1 of the podcast, we did talk to 2 separate individuals that had been, in that category, that had maybe some plaque buildup, and you said, hey, maybe you should go
get that
checked out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a screening tool. The longer you're around, the more calcium deposit you have. Sure. So, most 20, 30-year-olds haven't had their heart beat enough to spin that much blood through it. But as we age, that is something that can definitely happen.
Yep.
And it's a screening tool, just like your mammograms, your PSA tests, or your DEXA scans. It's just a screening tool to let your physician know this is something we might be on the lookout for.
Sure. So, you mentioned a couple categories of folks that should come in. How do people make an appointment? Do they have to have a referral, or how would they go about it?
If you might want to check with your doctor, we don't need a doctor's order to do a calcium scoring. We are what is known as a self-referring facility, Matt. So we did all the paperwork and all the legwork. Sure. So we don't need a doctor's order for this. You can just call up to the front desk and say, hey, I'd like a calcium scoring CAT scan done, and they'll direct you back to me, and then I'll just tell you to come on in and check in at the front desk. We can make your appointment right over the phone. The exam itself takes less than 10 minutes.
Good. And so that's a good kind of segue. The Martinson Foundation here in Appleton, again, has generously donated money so that at least 60 folks can come in and be screened again. So thank you, Martinson Foundation, for that. We really do appreciate it, and that they'll cover the costs of the procedure, as well as the read fee, is all taken care of by the Martinson Foundation. So really a neat project, and thankful for their support, definitely.
Fantastic that we're able to help out our community members, the surrounding community members. We have somebody in the radiology department 7 to 7. So just give us a call and we can get that scheduled for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Cherie. And again, the contact information will be at the end of the show here. So you can call the clinic and get scheduled with Cherie or Aaron.
Yep. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. Thanks for checking out the Appleton Area Health Podcast. Thank you to Lisa and Cherie for appearing on today's episode. The video stream is available on Facebook, and the audio versions will be available wherever you get your podcasts. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about this whole person wellness program, call our clinic at 320-289-9999. 1580. As we hope to spread this useful information, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.